In this video, I want to take a couple of minutes and show you how I use movement training to improve Olympic lifting technique, and more specifically in this case the snatch. Denise came to me having competed a couple of times in competitions, so she has some experience lifting but hasn't done a huge amount. So the first thing I asked her to do was to show me what her snatch technique was so I could have a look at it. Through that, the first thing I noticed, other than the lack of depth in the squat, was that she loaded into her left hip rather than the right one. So I just used a couple of exercises to squat and isolate one hip at a time, so she would just load in. Used arm drivers because that was the easiest way to do it for her, and as she is a personal trainer, this is exercises she could do. Then I wanted her to get a little bit more comfortable in a deep squat, so I got her to move her feet when she was down there. And then I added two things together, so move feet, lift the hands, which at the start she found a bit of a challenge, but that's the idea, is to challenge the nervous system, come up with new solutions for tasks she's never attempted before. Then I brought in the CMT. The goal of the CMT was to try and generate power quickly through the hip, which she struggled with on the right side. We battled with this for maybe 10-15 minutes before it got to a state that I was comfortable with. Then we moved from side to side because I also noticed that the bar tilted off to the left when she lifted. After that, I wanted to have a little bit of fun and move away from weights and just use some body weight training. So in this, I got her to just jump in, and my goal was to make her fall. Her goal was to try and land into a single leg pistol squat and nail it. She didn't quite manage it. After that, I found that her left shoulder wasn't quite as stable as I'd like it to be, so I got her squatting, holding a plate above her head, and using the other arm to drive different motions in the body, and then challenge the nervous system to keep her balanced. Then we came back to have a look at the snatch, and you can see she's a lot happier with it.
One more.
The depth is
better, yes.
much better, and the shoulder feels a lot safer above her head. So it'll be interesting to see next week if I can take her PB up any in the next session, but that wasn't bad for a first off.